Well, welcome back my gardening friends. Well, it's time to start thinking about where some of these plants are going. My last frost is towards the end of May, but we normally try and get them in a little bit earlier than that, just to try and get them pushed forward. And we'll have to cover them if needed. So we've got the trailing tomatoes in here, some of the bloody butchers. The leeks, they'll be all right for a bit longer. The cabbages, I think they're going up my father's allotment. And the transplanted carrot in a bottle is doing okay at the moment. So let's have a look inside the poly tunnel and see what we've got space for and where we're going to plant things. So one of the priorities will be the giant tomatoes. Now I'm probably going to select the best two out of those, then the others can go outside. And I'm not sure how well these onions are going to do. If they die off, then there'll even be even more room. The peas are now getting desperate, but there's no way I'm going to get those in the ground before the bank holiday at the beginning of May. And these are the shop bought cherry tomatoes that I saved the seed from. And then we've got some money makers, and these are the ones that got heavily frosted. I've just taken a few leaves off now just to show you that they will look okay, and we can bury them right up to there. And like William says, don't mess with the stems, but I'll probably end up bending the stems on these and put them into the ground. Apparently, I've never done that before, but I'm going to do that when I plant some of those, is to bend the stem to lower it down and then pop it in the ground. So on the left hand side of the polytunnel as we walk in, we've got all these stations. I'll show you one that's a little bit more open so that you can see them. So these need to be rejuvenated with the new plant food that I mixed up in a previous video, and that's in my playlist under my homemade liquid plant foods and compost mixes and activators, etc. And this is just some spent compost, there's nothing else added. And then we've got a pot, top of a pot, recycled it. They're awkward sizes. Now the main reason for putting that in is when the plants are established, it doesn't wash the roots away on the tomatoes, and also it keeps the moisture away from the bottom of the cucumbers, because if you get those stems wet, they will damp off. So we've got some heavy and long cucumbers, and they are big, guys. If I can grow one half the size as what the big growers get, I'll be really pleased. But these will be going in the barrels. Whether I'll put two or one, I'm not sure at the moment, but I have got a good selection. And we've got some Carmen cucumbers and telepathy, plus all the rest that I've got at home. So we'll be, the ordinary cucumbers will be going in here alternately with the money makers and the shop bought tomatoes. And if we lose any of the onions, then we can add other things. I've also got at home the long chilies. I'm not doing the heavy chili this year. I have got one. I'm going to grow it now, even though there isn't a category at Malvern for it, because if I don't, I may regret it if I do get quite a large heavy chili. Those two stations haven't come good, but we've got some all year round lettuce there, some Mizuna. What have we got on this one? So there's Rocket, red salad bowl, it may be coming. and we said the other day that looked like watercress, and that could be it. And then we've got some broadleaf, whatever that is, some sort of lettuce. So most of that's going to go in where the coal frame is at the moment. Managed to get some of my Lola and Lola Rosa mixed going, so those are these. These are like a red and a green, and then we've got some mixed salad leaves there. As you can see, they're coming through. Now they may stay in here. I might just move them over and then just keep cutting the leaves off. Radishes are coming good now. Won't be long before they're filling out. They'll be staying in those containers. Yep, just starting to form. And the peas this side are also waiting to get out. I might just take the plunge and take them out, but I do need to protect them from the pigeons, so I think I'll leave it another week. These are the first sowings of carrots. This is the one that we transplanted when we did the carrot in the bottle challenge. Then as we go along, for some reason these aren't germinating or growing as quickly as the rest along here, and I'm continually removing any extras. That's in the centre, but that one's better. We'll take that out. I haven't got time to keep potting these on, but in the future I may be able to. That's central, so we'll have that one out. Tap roots are very, very long. That's why we don't put them in pots, because they will fork. So this is the pak choi I keep showing you. Obviously I haven't been putting the sides on, but that's quite a nice nice size, good and healthy, compared to the one that's been outside, you know, just the other side. It's just suffering a little bit, and it does look like the flea beetle is attacking more of the ones on the outside than inside. So once the chard gets established in here, that will be on the outside with the pak choi. We'll be planting all those lettuces in here. So this will be just a massive cut and grow bed. In the middle of the screen are the Swedes. They'll be going in one of the beds. I'll show you shortly. Now I've had to leave lots of room in the brassica cage for these giant cabbages. That's the 3 that you can see on the outside. But I am going to plant some radish and perhaps lettuce if I've got some spare. But you can see these are the calabrese, and look how well they're doing, because they're just sheltered while we have it. These lampshades will actually stay on. They do actually give quite a bit of support, and if, and only if, I have to water them. You shouldn't really water brassicas once they're established, but I can pour the water down the side and the roots will benefit from that. These are the giant carrots that will be going up to my father's allotment onto the old muck heap. And obviously, you know, carrots shouldn't go on the muck heap because they'll fork, but that's exactly what I want them to do. These high winds are just battering the broad beans, but that's just one of those things. And I didn't get asked if any of the bottle tops on the parsnips or carrots blow over. No, of course they don't. I thought they'd all be gone. Yeah, the wind does play havoc with them, but there's nothing in there at the moment. And what I might do is put one of the sheets on top just to hold them in place. As you can see, it's quite stormy, and it's surprising how much protection these lampshade covers give these giant vegetables. Just keep them looking really quite fresh. Bits of debris in there, but that's all. Jerusalem artichokes are coming on nicely. My Swedes has decided now to fully start growing, and there's the seed heads. So I might select the biggest one, and that looks quite healthy. Not as big as that one, but that's growing well. I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to save my seed from it. It's lasted well over the winter. It's got to a good size, so hopefully the seed from it will give me exactly the same, a really nice Swede. Excuse me. These lids are doing really well. I thought they'd be anywhere, and in actual fact they are. Obviously the wind's blowing them, they're coming loose and striding up. They should be okay once the beans are starting to grow. And I believe I have got some decent sized beans on here now, the broad beans. Let's have a look. So these are the ones that I was tickling. And there's a few there, but the ones I wasn't tickling. Oh, I've got to find them now. Oh, here we go. It's a nice sized bean there, so looks like they actually got pollinated, or the wind may have done it for us. So I've moved a bit of soil about. This container I didn't use last year. I've added another pipe to it. This will be for some of those trailing tomatoes. So we'll have some trailing tomatoes here, the parsnips here, the outdoor carrots there. This will be the celery, the main celery bed where we've got the food underneath. Peas will be running from left to right down the middle, or right to left. Long beans, all those varieties that I've got chitting at the moment will go there. Now I've got to work out the spacings for the beds here, because the root vegetables will stay in, so I've got to find an area along here where the roots can go, that I can actually start building the raised beds around them. In the middle there are the will be the French beans. The onion cage was weeded a few days ago, but the weather now, they're already coming out, but they're just a nice size to get the litter picker on them and pull them out, the ones that I can't reach. And the other netted cage where the other giant cabbages are, we've got the other cabbages there, and they're looking nice and healthy as well, as are the giant cabbages. I will be putting the celery wherever I can get it. I might even put some in netted cage. I might put some in with the onions. I'll put them in the shade. I'll put them in the full light, just to see if I can get an ideal position on my allotment. I've managed to get the other roofing sheet at the end. That's on. It's flapping about a bit in this wind, but it should be okay, he says as it rips it clean off. And we've been obviously potting some taters up. I've got that covered at the moment. These buckets are ready, and I have mulched the potatoes that we've already got. So they're the King Edwards in the middle there that we found, some of the purple ones. So there's 3 each, the purple ones there. We've got 4 seeds of King Edwards, and then we've got my Marthonias. The end one's got 4 in. But the wood chips do help with retaining the moisture in the dry spells. Obviously the weather's playing havoc with everything. No damage at the moment. I've moved the guttering to collect more rainwater, and we've got a little bit in there. Every little bit helps. That one's in position. So every little bit helps at this time of the year. The bees are going to love this. It'll just be like at the bug hotel. They'll really enjoy that when they start forming properly. I haven't seen any activity around this little bug hotel, but this is one of the prizes I sent away that ACS won, and be interesting to see if that gets any bees in it, the solitary bees. First earlies, giant potato attempt, and the New Year's Day potatoes, they're still reasonably going strong. If once they die off, I'll do another reveal on that. And everything else seems okay. That is supposedly my peach, but this is grown from a seed that was in the compost bin. And hopefully I might get some pomegranates this year. The strawberry tower, well, that container was full and it was overflowing, so I had to put a bucket under it, and obviously with the rain it just filtered through any manure and compost, and the worm food in there is actually flowing through, so that juice will be put through the strawberry tower when we get a little bit of dry weather. I've also mulched those, and lucky me, I've had my scaffold board delivery, and there's over 50 planks there, and I got them for a reasonably good price, and that's thanks to you for supporting my channel. That's literally paid for those, so thank you to everyone who watches my channel all the way through. Been having a little play with the boards just to see how they fit, and they don't fit as I want them to, so I may cut them shorter, make the bed slightly narrower, and maybe put a smaller bed at either end, because I don't want a path that's in the middle that wide. But some of these boards are quite badly damaged at the ends, so I'm going to cut them short, I think, but that's another video. My hair nets are keeping the broccoli nice and clean and safe. They work well, they are. Actually, if you pour water on top, it doesn't go through, but it must do eventually. And I've also purchased a few other bits and bobs as well. So again, thank you for watching the videos all the way through and supporting me throughout the last 4 years that I've been here, or since you've actually joined me. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. And just before I go, Carl has set up a new channel to get rid of all the gremlins that were causing him grief, where his videos were being deleted, and he is now, I believe, if I can remember rightly, is nitrogen fix something no dig. So I'll put that in the bottom, and no doubt Carl will comment on this video. Ta-ra!